Hello, good morning, everybody. So, how are you all today? Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to my another readings of Bhagavad Gita. If you're enjoying my videos, please do like, share, and subscribe to them. Okay, previously we did the readings of text 14 and text 22 from chapter 2. So now today we are going to do another reading of text, and that would be text 13. Okay, now that would be text 13. देहिनोऽस्मिन्यता देहे कौमारं यौवनं जरा तथा देहांतर प्राप्तिर्दीदस्त्र न मुहांति. And the basic meaning of this troth is, as the embodied soul continuously passes in this body from boyhood to youth to old age, the soul similarly passes into another body at death. A sober person is not bewildered by such a change. So, and now we are going to do the descriptions. Since every living entity is an individual soul, each is changing his body every moment. Manifesting is sometimes as a child, sometimes as a youth, and sometimes as an old man. Yet, the same spirit soul is there and does not undergo any change. So, the body changes, but the same soul, the characteristics and the personalities of the soul remains the same. This individual soul finally changes the body at death and transmigrates to another body. And since it is sure to have another body in the next birth, either material or spiritual, there was no cause for lamentations by Arjuna on account of death, neither for Bhishma nor for Drona, for whom he was so much concerned. So, we have gone through it several times already that Lord, like Arjuna, was conflicted in the battlefield, and he did not want to kill his own family members. So here it is already mentioned that he did not wanted to hurt or harm Bhishma nor Drona and hurt their body basically. So Lord Krishna guides him through the process कि the soul continuously passes. The soul is continuously passing from this body to boyhood, from boyhood to youth to old age, and the soul similarly then passes on to another body at death. So after death, the soul passes on or transmigrates to another body, but the characteristics and the personality and the core nature of the soul remains the same when it transmigrates to another body. Rather, he should rejoice for their changing bodies from old to new ones, thereby rejuvenating their energy. Such changes of body account for varieties of enjoyment or suffering according to one's work in life. So, Bhishma and Drona, being noble souls, were surely going to have spiritual bodies in the next life, or at least life in heavenly bodies for superior enjoyment of material existence. So in either cases there was no cause of lamentations. So Lord Krishna was explaining to Arjuna that there is no cause for lamentation, and you should not remorse. You should not remorse over the death or the predicted or the coming death for Bhishma or Drona, because they are superior souls. Okay, they're superior souls, like they are noble souls, and when after death they are definitely going to get into bodies, get into noble bodies. Okay, spiritual bodies in the next life, or at least in heavenly bodies for superior enjoyment of material existence. Any man who has a perfect knowledge of the constitution of the individual soul, the super soul, and nature both material and spiritual, is called a dhira or a most sober man. Here we are talking about who is the dhira. A dhira is a individual. Dhira is a soul, or dhira is a man who basically has the knowledge and can make a distinction between the individual soul, the super soul, and the nature and their nature, both material and the spiritual. Such a man is never deluded by the changes of body, and such a man is never deluded by the change of body. Rather, he stays sober to both the constitutions. The Mayavadi theory of oneness of the spirit soul cannot be entertained on the ground that the spirit soul cannot be cut into pieces as a fragmentation portion. Such a cutting into different individual souls would make the supreme cleavable or changeable, against the principles of supreme souls being unchangeable. So here, in a Mayavadi theory of oneness of the spirit soul cannot be entertained, okay, and on the ground that the spirit soul cannot be cut into pieces as a fragmental portions, such cutting into different individual souls would make the supreme cleavages cleavable or changeable, against the principles of supreme souls being unchangeable. As confirmed in the Gita, the fragmental portions of supreme exist eternally and are called sara, that is, they have a tendency to fall down into material nature. These fragmental portions are eternally, and even after liberation the individual soul remains the same, the fragmental. But once liberated, he lives an eternal life in bliss and knowledge with personality of Godhead. The theory of reflections can be applied in the super soul who is present in each and every individual body and is known as Paramatma. He is different from the individual living entity. When the sky is reflected in the water, the reflections represent both the sun and the moon and the stars also. The stars can be compared to the living entities and the sun or the moon to the Supreme Lord. So here they are making a comparison between the sky, moon and the sun with the human beings. When the sky is reflected in the water, the reflections represent both the sun and the moon and the stars also. The stars can be compared to the living entities and the sun or the moon to the Supreme Lord. The individual fragmental spirit is represented by Arjuna, and the Supreme Soul is the personality of Godhead Shri Krishna. Now the individual fragmental soul about which we were talking about here is basically represented by Arjuna, and the Supreme Soul is the personality of Godhead Shri Krishna, which we have done in the previous text also. They are not on the same level as it will be apparent in the beginning of the 4th chapter. Now when we are going to do the 4th chapter, then we are going to get in more awareness of it. If Arjuna is on the same level with Krishna and Krishna is not superior to Arjuna, then their relationship of instructor and instructed becomes meaningless. If both of them are deluded by the illusory energy, Maya, and there is no need of one being the instructed and the other the instructed, such instructions would be useless, because in the clutches of Maya no one can be authoritative instructor. Under the circumstances, it is admitted that Lord Krishna is the Supreme Lord, superior in position to the living entity. Arjuna, who is a forgetful soul deluded by the Maya. So here we have gone through text 13, which is talking about the soul which passes on from several stages of life and ultimately a death, and a sober person is never deluded. A sober person is the dhira who is never deluded by the such a chain. Okay, we will further go through the Mayavadi theory of oneness of spirits and soul, and I will make a video on that one also, since here it's not that clear. Okay. So please do let me know that how do you basically like my videos. You and yeah, you can drop your comments in the comment box. So thank you for watching my video. Thank you for listening to Bhagavad Gita. And tomorrow I will make one more video. So please keep on watching and please do like, share and subscribe to my videos. Thank you. ऐसे नहीं करना, ये अपना दिखाएगी ऐसे वाला। ये नहीं। रेवा क्या हुआ था? क्या हुआ रेवा? Neva, come here. Come here. Come here, Neva. Neva, come here.
ये तुम पागल जैसे क्यों बिहेव कर रही हो?
हाँ?
Babies are playing.
और नेवा ने जो प्यारा सा अट्रैक्ट करके किया था वो बहुत क्यूट था। बैठ जा, पूजी भी बैठ जा। नहीं, चलो। सांस ले लो आप। सांस ले लो। ऐसे नहीं करना।
बस
ये बूंदी कितने किया?